Every day I meet patients like Maria. She came in with what she thought was a stubborn cough. No pain, no fever, just a cough that wouldn't quit. What she didn't know was that deep in the outer edges of her lungs, tiny gland cells had started changing. Inside those tiny air sacs called alveoli, inhaled carcinogens had damaged her DNA, causing mutations in key genes like EGFR, KRAS, and ALK. Normally these genes tell a cell when to grow and when to rest, but when mutated, they get stuck sending constant growth signals. The checkpoints that stop damaged cells, like TP53, had been silenced. These cells multiplied freely, forming a small tumor that began demanding oxygen. To feed itself, the tumor released VEGF, a signal that builds new blood vessels to deliver nutrients. That supply line let it grow faster and stronger. By the time Maria felt her cough and chest pain, the cancer had already spread beyond the lungs, becoming metastatic. That's why lung adenocarcinoma is so dangerous. It hides until it's advanced. It's also the most common subtype of lung cancer, accounting for over 30% of all lung cancers and about half of non-small cell lung cancers. The biggest risk factor is smoking. Cigarette smoke contains more than 70 known carcinogens, including formaldehyde, benzene, and radioactive particles. The tip of a cigarette can reach nearly 900 degrees Celsius. The smoke that it forms isn't clean though, it's a chemical storm. These particles coat the lungs, damage the protective cilia that keep airways clear, and inflame the lining. Carbon monoxide also binds to hemoglobin more tightly than oxygen, starving tissues of air. Radon gas is another risk, invisible and odorless. It seeps up from soil and rock into enclosed spaces, releasing radioactive particles that can damage lung DNA. And even everyday cooking can play a role. When oils or meats are heated to extreme temperatures, they release carcinogenic fumes. Using a hood fan, avoiding overheated oils, and keeping kitchens ventilated can help reduce that risk. Treatment depends on how far the cancer is spread. Early stages can often be cured with surgery, removing part of the lung, followed by chemotherapy to stop reoccurrence. For others, radiation uses high energy beams to destroy cancer DNA while sparing healthy tissue. Chemotherapy sends powerful drugs through the bloodstream, targeting fast-dividing cells. It can cause side effects, but is still one of our strongest tools. And immunotherapy is changing everything. Drugs like pembrolizumab or nivolumab help the immune system see cancer cells again by blocking PD-L1, the "don't attack me" signal cancer uses to hide. At the 2025 American Association for Cancer Research meeting in Chicago, researchers revealed something incredible, a new drug called zoldonrasib. In many lung adenocarcinomas, a mutation called KRAS G12D jams a cell's growth switch in the on position. Until now, it was considered untreatable. The protein's shape made it too smooth for drugs to stick. Zoldonrasib takes a clever approach. It finds the mutant KRAS protein, recruits a helper molecule, traps it, and locks that switch off. In a small first trial, 11 out of 18 patients saw tumor shrink. One person's tumor shrank by 87% in just a year. This first-in-human clinical trial marks a major step in precision medicine, proving that even undruggable mutations like KRAS G12D can finally be targeted. It's still early, but discoveries like this give us something priceless: hope. Despite these advances, a major knowledge gap remains in early detection, especially for those who don't fit traditional risk categories. The biggest challenge still remains: finding this cancer early, especially in people who don't smoke. Right now we use low-dose CT scans to catch lung cancer early, but they're mostly offered to long-time smokers. Non-smokers and younger people, those exposed to radon or fumes, are often left out. Scientists are exploring non-imaging biomarkers, tiny clues in our blood, saliva, or urine, like tumor DNA, circulating cells, and microRNAs. The idea is simple: detect the cancer before it shows symptoms. But early tumors release very little, and benign versus malignant growths can look similar. We still need tests that can tell the difference accurately, consistently, and safely. The next steps are clear: refine these biomarker tests, update screening guidelines, and make early detection accessible to everyone, not just those with a smoking history, because catching it early can mean catching it while it's still curable. For Maria and millions like her, every discovery, every test, every day matters.